Welcome back to Frontline News. I'm Michael Sharp. It's now time for Frontline Business. Several hotels across the island were forced to source their foods from local farmers due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. This, according to Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett. Mr. Bartlett says despite the restriction on business for the hoteliers in 2020, imports as a proportion of their business were less.
If there is a positive stream flowing from all of this, is that the use of local resources are at a high level now in the tourism sector. With the imports are low, we're using far more indigenous supplies. So that's a big improvement, and it's, in my mind, creating the reset that we have been searching for when I established the linkages network.
He says the ministry is calculating the level of savings of the U.S. currency resulting from fewer imports.
The retention level, we haven't been able to quantify and also to do the necessary analytic work yet. But I can tell you from a gut feeling that we'll see a significant spike in terms of the retention level of the dollar here in Jamaica since COVID.
Less than a week ago, the Central Bank of the Bahamas, CBOB, announced that it will resume exchange control considerations of applications for dividend repatriations by commercial banks beginning in March 2021. CBOB Inspector of Banks and Trust Companies, Charles Littrell, said in the just released quarterly letter on regulatory and supervisory developments that this will lift the suspension that was imposed at the onset of the pandemic-related slowdown in foreign exchange inflows in March and April 2020. The suspension of the approval of dividend payments for commercial banks was one of 4 steps taken by the central bank toward protecting and increasing foreign reserves, which were threatened at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic when tourism came to a halt. Meanwhile, on Sunday, for the first time, Bitcoin's value recorded over $34,000 as the leading cryptocurrency. According to the CoinDesk website, despite sliding by $1,000 shortly after the gain, is fairly close to $5,000. The rise was put down to interest from big investors seeking quick profits. This after Bitcoin recorded a 300% profit last year, with the price of many other digital currencies also rising sharply. In Monday's trading session, JC Combined Index declined by 1,196 points to close at under 400,000 units. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 84 stocks, of which 37 declined, 37 advanced, and 10 traded firm. The Junior Market Index declined by 23 points to close at under 3,000 units. Stocks advanced for 138 Student Living, AMG Packaging and Paper Company, Marita Investments, Blue Power Group, and Caribbean Assurance Brokers. Stocks declined for Access Financial Services, Cargo Handlers, Caribbean Cement Company, Caribbean Cream, and Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances. Trading firm were 1834 Investments, Berger Paints, Derrimon Trading Company, Everything Fresh, and West Corporation Limited. Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited was the volume leader with 1.5 million units, followed by Wigton Wind Farm Limited ordinary shares with 1.4 million units, and QE Investments Limited with 1.1 million units. And now the foreign exchange. Oil prices touch multi-month highs on Monday on expectations OPEC and allied producers may cap output at current levels in February, and on hopes that the coronavirus vaccines may help curb the spread of the virus and drive a strong economic rebound in the new year. Brent crude rose 61 cents to settle at $52.41 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate rose 35 cents to settle at $48.87 a barrel. And that's it for Frontline Business. I'm Michael Sharp, wishing you pleasant viewing.